All right, first YouTube video. Here we go. I want to talk today about failure. What do you do with failure? How do you deal with failure? This is something that I've been looking at in my own life. And I think the key thing that I discovered for myself is you learn from it and you move on. You don't dwell on it. You don't ruminate on it. You don't make a big deal out of it. You take the lessons, you extract the maximum juice out of the failure. You journal about it, you take notes, you write down the lessons, you commit to doing better next time, and then you move on. I think it's really dangerous to ruminate on failure because you are inviting it into your consciousness. You're living either in a success consciousness or a failure consciousness. It's one or the other. And failure is a part of life. It's always going to be there. Failure is your predictions were incorrect about what was going to happen. You had certain expectations, you took certain actions, and the result wasn't quite what you expected. Now, that can be very disappointing, and it can be, can make you sad, can make you angry, can make you depressed. But at the end of the day, it really just comes down to your predictions were not accurate enough. And so failure is a roadmap to more accurate predictions. That if you really take the lesson out of it, you won't repeat the same mistake. You will recognize it before it happens. You will have a certain level of awareness. It's a lifelong thing where over time you get better and better at predicting what your actions, what your thoughts, what your plans, the consequences of those actions. So that's sort of my little rant about failure. I recently had an experience of failure, so it's a little bit fresh in my mind. Without going into too much detail, it was a situation that I was really excited for. I had prepared for it. I thought it was going to be this great thing, and then so many things went sideways, some of which I could have predicted, some of which I couldn't have. But this is the beauty of failure, is that now, the next time, I'm able to predict better. In my recent experience of failure, there were certain red flags that pointed to that possibility, that I could have foreseen some of it, maybe even all of it. And the main indicator, for lack of a better word, is bad vibes. If you have a bad vibe around something, or around a person that you're working with, or around a project that you commit to, that vibe is going to show up. Even if logically everything looks spick and span, even if logically it feels like it's going to work out, I have all my ducks in a row, if you feel like the vibe is off, it's going to show up. It's going to show up in some way that looks like failure. You either feel the vibe and you don't go through with something because you know that it's going to feel a little off, or you go through with it and you learn the lesson, you make the mistake, right? So the vibe is there to guide you. If you feel off around something, find out why. Do something different. Work with another person. Renegotiate with reality. You know, reality is negotiable. So you've got to find a way to meet reality in such a way that there's alignment. And you will feel it. You'll feel the alignment or misalignment of something. And that to me has been the clearest indicator of success or failure before it occurs. And the few times where I ignore my gut, I ignore my intuition, and I just press on because I think that, oh, it'll work out anyway, that's the times where you get spanked. That's the times where you get slapped by reality, you know? So I think reality kind of offers you two choices. You either feel the vibe and choose a different route, or you ignore the signs, you press on, you make the mistake, and then you learn it that way. So either way you're learning, just depends which path you want to take. So those are my thoughts around failure. I hope that helps someone. keep tuning in. Keep tuning in to your gut. Feel the vibe. Make sure it's a good vibe. Make sure that every part of your life is aligned. And whenever you notice misalignments, fix them as soon as possible. Because if you don't, they're going to catch up to you. And don't take failure too close to heart. Take it seriously, learn from it, extract all the lessons from it, but don't carry it. Don't carry it on your back. It's part of life, and it's there to teach you. This life is a training ground for your soul, and this is how we learn. And sometimes you get bruised, so keep on, press on, don't lose faith. Okay, much love.